Come on, numerical stuff. I know they're waiting for that. Okay, let's talk about this one. Now, cash flow to stockholders. Is defined as dividends minus net new equity. So if you issue new shares, that would be positive new equity. If you repurchase, that would be negative new equity. Given this, if this number is negative, that indicates that firm has reduced owner's equity. Could that be correct? Dividends are obviously non-negative. So if this number is negative, that means net new equity is positive. So that means you actually increased equity. They incur net losses. It has nothing to do with that. A firm can have negative cash flow to shareholders while making money or losing money, because it has to do with dividends. Remember, dividends are things that board decides to pay. You could be losing money and still pay dividends. And if it's negative, does that mean they issue dividends? No. If they issue dividends, it's actually more likely to be positive. Increase both its debt and equity borrowing? No. It has nothing to do with borrowing. Oh, I missed this one. Sold additional shares of stock. Okay. That means on net, you increased equity. If you sold additional shares, that is positive new equity. So if the net, if cash flow to stockholders is negative, you must have had positive net new equity, because dividends cannot be negative. That's the only way. Right. Not that. All right, now let's do some problems. Now, we're given a lot of information, and we're asked what is the value of current assets. There are two ways to do this. One, algebraic. Let's see. We have total assets equal 16.2, net working capital 9, total equity, which is also known as owner's equity, 8.5, LTD equals 6,000, and you're probably thinking, what the hell is going on, right? Now, I know total assets. I know total equity, okay? So total assets are equal to net fixed assets plus current assets. Since I don't have any information about net fixed assets, that doesn't seem to be an area where I can do anything with it. there is another item that contains current assets. Net working capital is current assets minus current liabilities. Okay? You're probably thinking, how the hell? So if I can find current liabilities, I already know net working capital, I'm home, right? So current assets is equal to current liabilities plus net working capital. So how can I figure out current liabilities? Well, total liabilities is equal to long-term debt plus current liabilities, right? So if I can figure out total liabilities, I already know long-term debt How do you think I can get total liabilities in this problem? Use one of the basic accounting identities. In fact, the balance sheet identity. Total assets minus total equity. Because total assets have to be equal equity plus liabilities, right? So all I have to do is solve it back up. So in this case, 16.2 minus 8.5, okay, so 77 is total liabilities minus $6,000 long-term debt, and 1,700 current liabilities plus 3,900 net working capital. That's all you need to do. Just use the definitions. Right here. Come on. Now you know net working capital, total asset, net fixed assets. What's the value of current liabilities? Okay. Again, I'm given this net working capital. So current liabilities is equal to current assets minus net working capital. So if I can figure out current assets, I'm home, right? Well, how do you think I can figure out current assets here? Somebody help me out. What piece of information also contains current assets here? Total assets. Current assets plus net fixed assets. So current assets equals total assets minus net fixed assets. I happen to know both of them in this problem. So what is it? 12.6 minus 9,700. So that's 2,900. Going back up. 2,900 minus net working capital of 1,800. Then go with what you know. How can you get to the thing you don't know? Which means write down the definitions of stuff you know. The rest is like a puzzle. That's it. Okay, let's get this one. This is relatively easy, but you're gonna get all of these as a PDF in addition to having video. Okay, cash, accounts receivable, inventory, what it can be sold at. Fixed assets were purchased at a cost of that of which that much depreciated. They can be sold today for $2,500. What's the book value of the assets? Now, book value of a collection of things is sum of the book values of each of the collection, right? So what's the book value of? Remember, assets are current assets plus net fixed assets, right? So current assets, cash plus inventory plus accounts receivable. Cash is $2,900. We look at the lower of cost and market. So inventory is $6,300. And where is accounts receivable? $4,200. So that's the book value of current assets. If we figure out book value of net fixed assets, it's the value at which you purchased it minus depreciation to date, right? How much did we spend when we bought the fixed assets in this problem? $50,500. You just read it off. How much is the accumulated depreciation? $23,000. You just add them up. So book value of two. Okay. Unlike Excel, you put the equal afterwards. So book value of the assets is 27.3 plus 13.4